Yeah. Guys.
And when I heard that he's paying back the money, that is part of being held accountable. Zuma paid back the money. Zuma also paid the VBS, if he did, a bond, which he got. Naledi Pandor was also in the VBS bond or something, which she was there. They are your darlings. You will never know their names. You know the names of those you don't like to demonstrate there's no principle. Many names, a lot of names are there. This is just used to blackmail people. When they try to speak, they say, we'll release this thing about you.
So this is what Julius Malema said about Dr. Naledi Pandor a couple of weeks ago. That Dr. Naledi Pandor is one of the people who actually benefited from the collapse of VBS. It was a scandal because everybody was shocked. Because I remember some people saying, Thomas, don't underestimate Julius Malema. This guy doesn't just say things without the proof. So Dr. Naledi Pandor was very hurt to hear that she has been implicated in VBS. She says that she had nothing to do with VBS. She doesn't know anybody who works at VBS. So Dr. Naledi Pandor ended up contacting her lawyers, and her lawyers ended up contacting Julius Malema. So today, Julius Malema had a press conference, and he actually had a chance to discuss this matter of Dr. Naledi Pandor. And I guess it's safe to say that Julius Malema lied about Dr. Naledi Pandor. He lied, and now he is going to admit that he lied about Dr. Naledi Pandor.
And then on Mama Naledi Shemai, I was making a political engagement in that interview. It's a political speech.
So someone says that you have benefited from the collapse of VBS. He then goes out to say that, no, it was just a political speech. Like, this is shocking from Julius Malema, because you would think that Julius Malema would actually have the cojones to actually say that, Dr. Naledi Pandor, I apologize for saying those things about you. Don't just say this is just a political speech, because right now it seems like you are not a man enough to actually apologize to Dr. Naledi Pandor for smearing her name. You smeared her name. And this is something that Julius Malema needs to understand. This is something that the supporters of the EFF need to understand, that Julius Malema lied about the name of Dr. Naledi Pandor. And now, instead of saying, no, I apologize for saying those things about you, I was completely wrong, please forgive me, he says, no, this is just a political speech.
And then on Mama Naledi Shemai, I was making a political engagement in that interview. It's a political speech. It's a political speak. And I raised her name, and she clarified those things, that she has never been involved in those things and all of that.
So the question is, why did you raise her name? Why would you say someone has benefited from the collapse of VBS when you don't even have a proof? Why would you say someone has benefited from VBS when you don't have a proof? Now, he wants to pretend like, no, it is not something big, man. It is not a big deal that me, Julius Malema, someone who is so popular with such a big voice, that I can accuse someone of benefiting from VBS. It is not a big deal.
And she wrote a letter to me to ask for instruction and all of that. And I said, look, it's a political engagement. I respect you so much. And I've accepted the explanation you have given, and I don't intend to pursue that line, because now there is more clarity on what really transpired. And I've sent that letter, and I don't want to engage with her in a public spate. It's one of the respectable former ministers of our country who's...
So you don't want to engage with her in a public spate, but you don't see a problem going on national television to accuse the same woman of benefiting from VBS, but you don't want to engage with her in a public spate. I mean, guys, does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? If Julius Malema respected Dr. Naledi Pandor, like he says, would he go out on a public to accuse her of being one of the people that benefited from VBS without any proof? Does it make any sense? And he goes out to say that, no, I respect Dr. Naledi Pandor. Why can't he just say, I am sorry for saying those things about you? I apologize. Because this goes straight to the character of Julius Malema. This goes straight to the character of Julius Malema. What kind of a person are you? What kind of a leader are you? And what kind of a leader are you? Because clearly you are not a responsible leader. You can go out in public to accuse people without the proof. And when those people send their lawyers your way, you say, no, this is just a political engagement. It is a political speech. It is nothing big. But you saw how distraught Dr. Naledi Pandor was after you accused her of benefiting from VBS. You saw how distraught she was. So you say that, no, she's one of the most respected former ministers in our country. I respect her so much, but I am not going to say sorry to her for accusing her of something that she didn't do, or for accusing her on something that I don't have a proof of. I mean, like, this goes straight to the character of the man. It goes straight to the character of the man. If he can say something like this, can you just wonder how many lies he has actually spewed out? How many lies has Julius Malema spewed out about other people? Just because those people didn't go to their lawyers or they didn't want this back and forth, how many lies has Julius Malema actually spewed out about other people?
At the forefront of fighting the struggles for the total liberation of Palestine. Why do you want to go into confrontation with such a person? So I did not say that to want to negatively impact on her image or anything.
So someone accuses you of corruption and he says that, no, I don't want to, I didn't want what I said to negatively affect you. Well, this is the leader, man, of the fourth biggest party in the country, man. This is the leader of the fourth biggest country in the world, not in the world, in South Africa. This is someone who has a lot of supporters. This is someone, like, Naledi Pandor was literally insulted on social media because Julius Malema has accused her of benefiting from VBS. She was insulted on social media. Some of the fighters, they actually insulted Naledi Pandor. And they said the media is not doing its work because they haven't said a word about Dr. Naledi Pandor. After Dr. Naledi Pandor has been discovered to be one of the people that has benefited from VBS.
I was engaged in a political engagement. And she came back and said, no, but you are wrong. I'm not involved in the way you are describing it. I don't know what you're talking about and all of that, and accepted that. And that's a political engagement. That's how it works.
So in a nutshell, Julius Malema doesn't see anything wrong with what he said about Dr. Naledi Pandor. He doesn't see anything wrong. Just because Dr. Naledi Pandor came out to say that, no, I was not involved in VBS. And Julius Malema is only saying these things because Naledi Pandor contacted her lawyers. And her lawyers contacted Julius Malema's lawyers. This is the only reason why he's saying all of these things. He's not saying all of these things because he's remorseful about what he said about Dr. Naledi Pandor. No. He's not saying all of these things because he's remorseful and he actually understands that he said a horrible thing about Dr. Naledi Pandor. He's saying all of these things because the lawyers of Dr. Naledi Pandor are still demanding a public apology from him. They are demanding a public apology or the evidence that Dr. Naledi Pandor got the money from VBS. It's either you provide the proof that Naledi Pandor got the money from VBS or you actually issue out a public apology. So I guess, according to Julius Malema, this is a public apology. This is a public apology, but this is weak. This is weak. You would expect a man to be bold enough to say that I am sorry, I apologize for saying all of these things about you. I said these things about you without proof. I understand that your name and your dignity took a lot of hit after I have said this about you. I apologize. I apologize. He is not apologizing. He's going around saying that, no, this is political pitch. So according to Julius Malema, it is acceptable for people to go around accusing others of corruption without proof because it is just a political speech. It is acceptable. According to him, This is acceptable. So if you are a supporter of the EFF and you see your leader saying things about people without proof, and instead of just being a man and apologizing to Dr. Naledi Pandor for saying these things about her, how do you feel as the supporter of the EFF? How do you feel knowing that the people that you support do not even have the cojones to go out in public to apologize after they have accused people of corruption? How do you feel? Me, it says a lot about him. It says a lot about him, and it means that this is something that he has been doing for the longest time. This is something that he has been doing for the longest time, but I guess this is where we are. Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabao, so I will see you next time. Bye-bye.